Okay.
Good evening, thanks everyone for coming. Following Larry Wall. Interesting challenge.
There's only one of you.
Right?
You only have one person.
So things I learned from having users, and this is me, Alan Paul. So it's, I was quite surprised when I looked this up when I was working out the slide for this talk. It's actually pretty much 10 years since I got a CPAN account. My first upload is not on CPAN anymore because it's old rubbish, but it's still on BACPAN and it's dated April 29th, 2000. And it's Array Compare version 0.01. Did anyone ever use Array Compare? Okay, thank you. It's a pretty pointless module. It compares arrays using a completely ridiculous algorithm. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It really wasn't. My second upload to CPAN was similar prop sub, which is an even more pointless module. So there may be some kind of theme developing here. So now I've got 24 distributions on CPAN. They're all listed there. Some of you may have used some of them. Array Compare at the top. Calendar Simple people use. Perl people use. Obviously people don't use single prop sub or time hash terminal, things like that. And the WW shorten people use quite a bit. But most of my modules have tiny numbers of users. And not having many users is really good. Because users are a problem.
Oh yeah.
Users report bugs.
Oh yeah.
Users suggest enhancements, and they might not be the enhancements that you wanted to add. Users expect you to listen to them. No matter how much you explain that this is open source and free software, and you get exactly what you pay for. So writing unpopular modules is really good. It means you can release whatever you want. It means you can release whenever you want, on whatever schedule. You can put a module to one side for 2 years and not touch it. You can completely change the interface whenever you want, if you don't have any users, because boy do users hate it. On the other hand, though, users make suggestions that you would never have thought of. Users use your code in new and interesting ways. Users test your code for you, which is good. Users report problems, normally through the right channels. Sometimes users supply failing tests which help you to fix things. The best users supply patches to pass the tests that they supply. So users are good. We like users. Embrace your users. Not literally in most cases. But, that's a big but, you can see. Popularity brings its own problems. You can have too many active users, because too many active users lead to too many bug reports. Of course, why are you releasing buggy code? So maybe too many enhancement requests is what we actually mean. So it can be, with a popular module, and as I say, that's not a problem that I had, it can be difficult to keep track of all of the requests for enhancements and things like that that are coming in. So use the tools that CPAN gives you. CPAN has a fantastic infrastructure. Distribution is handled for you. You upload your tarball to the right place, and it appears all over the world for people to download. Testing is well, of course you do your own testing, but CPAN testers, thanks to Barney and his huge crew, handle a lot of testing for you. Even better, they do cross-platform testing your code on platforms that you'd never think of using. Windows, perhaps. But for the cases, for the purposes of this talk, the important thing is that bug tracking can be handled for you. So every CPAN module gets an RT queue. RT is the request tracker. And you can find the request tracker at rt.cpan.org. It's donated by Best Practical, who are the people who write request tracker. So you can add that to your documentation. Say, this is the place to report bugs. But this is from the documentation in one of my bugs. To report bugs, please use the request tracker. You can either do it on the web page, go there, or you can do it by sending an email. And then people follow those in instructions, and all of the requests, all of the enhancement requests, all the bug reports automatically end up in your RT queue, so you don't have to carry them around in your head. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because the documentation also includes this. So you give someone this. That's too long, didn't read. That is much simpler. So you get emails. So those of you who use Thunderbird, install the redirect plugin for Thunderbird. It means you can bounce the emails straight off to the RT queue. And it's still, because what I've started doing was just forwarding the emails from my inbox to RT. But the problem with that is it looks like it comes from you. But if you bounce it using the redirect add-on, then it looks like it comes from the original person. That's actually, if there's one thing you take away from this talk, that's my top tip, that bouncing email to RT is a brilliant thing. Those of you who are still old-fashioned and use Mac, there's the bounce key, which is B by default, that does the same thing. Also, you can send your own bugs to RT, so you don't have to remember everything. You've got this website that does it all for you. So you can use RT to remember everything that you need to do to fix up your modules. I even use it to remember everything that I want to do. So I sketch out vague enhancements and put that in the RT queue. Some examples of the kind of interactions that I've had with my users that makes me love them dearly. Example 1, Moose. Moose, I hope you all know, is good. So a while ago I started to... Is Moosify the word?
Yes.
It is now. I started to Moosify my modules. So, do you remember Array Compare, the rubbish module we talked about right at the start and no one uses? So I got a bug report. Bug number 49270 for Array Compare. Please remove the use of Moose. And actually it came from the Padre. You can have Padre, the Perl editor, written by Gabor with help from
Everybody else, yeah.
pretty much everybody else in the world. But they were unhappy because Moose is a little bit slower than standard Perl 00. So it was slowing their performance down. It was adding fractions of a second to their startup time. So anyway, I thought about this issue. I blogged about this issue because blogging is important. Other people were kind enough to join in, and there was a whole blogging discussion about it. Some of you might have read some of the articles that were written about that time. This is one of the great things about having the big expanded Perl blogosphere that we have, thanks to Matt Trout and the Iron Man thing, is that people have these conversations on blogs. And then I did absolutely nothing. I kind of thought that if the discussion went on long enough, either Moose would have got faster, or the people that were complaining would have bought new machines with a faster processor. And then I decided that it wasn't worth my time worrying about it. But of course, the source code is out there on GitHub, and I told them that they were free to fork it, because it also had the pre-Moose version. As far as I know, no one's done that. So the moral from this story is that you're